One of the ones that we did just a few years ago, which we had such an amazing time, is we did the Rhine River cruise. So it's not a large cruise ship like we were just talking about, but it's a ship that actually goes on the Rhine River. We start in Switzerland, we end up in the Netherlands, we hit France and Germany along the way. And what's a little different, we've all seen ads for river cruises, and I'm sure they're all fantastic, but Disney's service brings a unique touch that really made it easier for us to travel. First of all, those adventure guides who are amazing. We have the adventure guides, some of them were from North America. They'd worked in Disney parks. I think it was Byron had worked at the Cinderella Suite in Cinderella Castle, which he could not get us in there, which really disappointed me. So we had some of those folks, but we also had Disney trained natives. So we had folks from Germany, Betty and Daniel, who were from different parts of Germany too. So you had that local touch, that local flair. So you were really getting to experience the local culture. Mm-hmm. They help provide kind of the experience we just talked about with how we've got kids with us, and they make it more fun. So junior adventurers, kids who are under 12, they give special projects for them. So for instance, they would eat their dinners up, they didn't have to, they could eat with us, but they could go up to the lounge and they had more kind of familiar foods, American food, pizza, burgers, things like that. Yes. So they felt that comfort level, but we still were able to expose them during the day at lunches and breakfasts and when we're out on these excursions to some, we still got to experiment with local things, but they got that chance to have that. And then the teenagers, one of my daughters was a teenager, just turned 13 when we were there. The teenagers kind of got their own room, which was great. It was fantastic. And then my wife and I got to do this. It's really cool. We got to go eat whenever we wanted, and we didn't have to cut anybody's meat. We didn't have to explain that, no, the table pepper is not too spicy. And we actually got to talk to other adults and have a good time. We got to meet tons of really neat couples from different groups of the travel group. Mm-hmm. So it was so neat. During the days when you're there, you spend a lot of time off the ship, which is what's really fantastic. And you get to choose from different activities. You don't just say, okay, we've arrived in Heidelberg, we are all going to do this. You pick from 3 or 4 different choices, including time on your own. You could choose to just go off on your own. And that's really fantastic. But the guides, when you're on one of them, they're there, they're helping. Sometimes they give you headsets. Oftentimes they bring in local experts and they get you into things that I could never have found on my own. I grew up in Europe. I would never have been able, when we were in one of these small German towns, we got to go into a private organ recital where they had a local music professor. Jennifer on the panel would love that. She's a music teacher. And they told us all about the provenance of the organ. They performed it for us. We got to explore. And there's nobody else there. It's just our group, which was fantastic. Oh my gosh. And my kids, I thought, oh, they're going to hate this. It's learning. It's not learning. They loved it. They're like, that was so cool. I'm like, wow, I got 2 things right this summer. That's fantastic.
So Doug, did you have a favorite activity when you were on your river cruise?
Yeah, so I think one of the things that was nice about the choices we had was a lot of the other ships have pretty standardized excursions. So for instance, we were in the beautiful city of Strasbourg. It's one of the ancient capitals of Europe. It's a canal city. And most of the other ships would literally move everybody off their ship onto a glass top boat and they just go down the canal. Look, there's a building. Oh, there's another building. And that's fine. Disney still can provide that. They still have that as an option. That's the fantastic thing. It's about the options. But we got to do something a little more active. I have teenagers. We actually canoed through the canals of Strasbourg. Wow. We're in the locks when they're going up and down. And it was more active. At almost every activity block where we got to choose things, there was always something that was a little more active. And we could time it for when our kids wanted to do something more active or not. So it was just, I think it was those abilities to choose different things that were better. Now, one of the activities we did that really helped me in my own mind know that going with Disney was the right choice was this. I have a daughter with a tree nut allergy, and one of the options, my kids at the time were really into cooking, one of the options was a macaroon cooking class back on the ship. So my wife decided, I want to stay in Strasbourg and explore the cathedral. That's fantastic. And I go back with the girls. Now, the day before, I'd gone to the adventure guide and I said, listen, I have a daughter who has a tree nut allergy. Don't worry about cross-contamination, not a big deal. She never had to use her EpiPen, but she really wants to do this class and she knows not to eat everything. So I just wanted to give you a warning. They're like, oh no, it'll be fine. That's great. We show up there. They had made her replacement cookies that didn't use almond oil, or almond flour, which is in a macaroon cookie. Mm-hmm. They had given her this gigantic bag. I didn't ask for special treatment. They had done this for my daughter. And so she got to be like all the other kids. She didn't have to be the kid who can't do this part of it. She got to be with everybody else. And to me, that's what made it special. That's what made me know I'd made the right decision. And so it was really, I can't thank them enough. That was really fantastic. So.
That's that Disney magic.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is.
You can
And
only
those are
get
the
it there.
things that stick with you. Your daughter's going to remember that for the rest of her life.
Oh yeah.
Thanks to Disney.
Yes. And we ate a lot of macaroons on that trip. I mean, a lot of macaroons. So.